Alright guys, so I don't know if you know what these are. These are going to end up being, hold on a second, make sure to pick that up. I'm going to go right here. And those will be the door lock caps for this car. But I'm having a little issue with these, it'll focus, staying down in, locked in. I just think I didn't use enough epoxy. That's my way to keep them centered. So that was kind of a bust today, and I let down. I broke both of them off. I need to polish them up so they look right. So we'll toss those in here in the daily driver. I ordered door panels for this car. My wife actually, my Christmas present was new plates for the car. They're veteran plates. So, damn you. This thing wants to be a pain today. She's probably not very happy with me. Alright, hold on guys. Let me look at the sky for right now. There we go. So, fanciness that is this car. As you can see, I have 50 cal brass all over the place. Just checking some fluids. I haven't really done that in a while. Right. I think we need to find some oil real quick. But just for what I'm doing, do as I do not. You should find oil, but I'm not driving it. I'm just going to fire it up for a second, so whatever. If the motor blows up, it's an excuse to get a new motor, right? I'm kind of bad at this sometimes, guys. That's kind of weird though that it's missing oil. I did get new, I finally ordered header gaskets, which I've had the exhaust on this car for 2 years now, and it's needed a set of header collector gaskets the whole time, and I, being lazy, didn't do it. You know, it's not one of those things that was a big, it's not like it was a whole bunch of money to do it. I could have afforded $8 at any given time to put them in the car, and just hadn't done it. I'm sure this video is driving some people insane. I really need to replace these. This bolt's pretty rounded anymore, because I haven't exactly always used the right stuff. But I will say, Walmart batteries work better than most anything else I've used so far. Alright, let's see if we can get her to fire. Lovely. I didn't realize I'd relock the door, guys. So, let's see. And no, the door panels are from a company called Bigwig Racing. So they're just going to be flat panels that go on there. I'm going to end up replacing all the weather seals, weather stripping. This panel, this is actually disconnected now, so I can run the wiring down into these. I'm sure if you follow Instagram, you've seen those. Just more patches to go here. I'm going to reorder this since somehow it got stained, so it's all actually white. Hoping to have the car ready and driving by March, which would be nice. It hasn't been driven in probably 6 months. I haven't driven it anywhere, even up and down the road, but it hasn't been on the road in 2 years. So now driven up and down my mom and dad's private drive, but not down an actual freeway or roadway. So let's see what she's gonna do today. Oh, come on, girl. There we go. See? And she fires right to life. That stupid Gen Light. If any of you in the comments below have an idea, see, a little bit of smoke. I'm pretty sure I fried the regulator, because I had a tack in this car at one point, and I hooked it up backwards one time. I think I might have fried the regulator in the alternator. Somewhere in this pile of stuff that's stuffed in this car, there's a new-ish regulator. But we'll see. See, it's not. So, and I still got to figure out what I'm going to do for a radio. I have decided it's going to have a fairly big stereo system in it. Probably 2 12s, or 2 10s, I mean, and a 12. Bit overkill, but I figure it's not a race car. It's never been that. Was never the plan, is it for it to be a straight up race car. I still want to be able to daily drive it and go to events. One day I'll get to the point where I can call out some of these guys on YouTube. You know, your Mike Finnegan's, Freiberger, see here, Cletus. What else is out? Vetcart. If you guys aren't following him, he's building it's an 88 Corvette cart, very similar to the OG Roadkill Vet cart, but it'll be LS1. I think he said it's an LS1. I'm kind of behind on his videos. I think I saw a video where he said something about the engine, but I know he'd said at one point he was going to go LS1. I, however, am going probably 5.3 in this car with full intake. I mean, I have plans for the whole engine. This motor is actually going to get, oh, I have replacements for those windshield wipers. The whole engine and transmission in this are going to get, I'm going 6-speed. I've told you guys that's never changed. This motor that's in the car is going to get built up a little bit, probably an aggressive cam, but still stock head, still stock everything else. It's not going to be a perfect motor, nor do I really care for it to be. I might just throw a thumper cam in it because it'd be nice to have a real lumpy cam for the fun of it. But this motor is going to find its way into another project that I know I'm going to build later on down the road. So I might yank this motor, completely rebuild it, actually have power in it, and then build up an LS slowly over time. Summit's got a 5.8 block that's only $400, but then you got to buy intake, you got to buy cams, you got to buy everything to build the motor because it's a bare block. But I've thought about building a bare block from the bottom up with my boys and my daughter, just because. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I don't know if I've showed this off yet. I've been a while. 762. This is 556. Actually, I think it's 223 to be honest. Luckily, this one I can unscrew and we can take a look. But I think this one's actually 223. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can read it. It probably won't focus on it. But it's actually 223. And the funny part about this is, I didn't find this. This isn't military. This isn't a round I ever shot. I actually found it in the door of that thing. It was in the door panel one day when I was cleaning out that car. I had a random set of 2 through 3 rounds in the door, and then I had a live 223 round underneath the hood, which I took care of. I know you guys have seen this before, but this is a Chevy. It's like a 2500 Chevy, or it's a like an 88 to 93 Chevy truck steering wheel. I prefer it over the factory one in this car, and on top of that, the factory one, I was looking for one because I was going to put a factory steering wheel because I had that Grant in here, and I never really liked that. But that Grant, so when I went looking for the factory one, because I put my factory one in a Blazer I had for about a year that I never did anything with and I sold. But this steering wheel popped up for 50 bucks, and it's kind of hard to pass up a $50 steering wheel. I am going to probably end up vinyl spraying it, taking it back out, vinyl spraying these parts here, and then I'm just going to put steering wheel covers on it because I don't care if it is super nice. That's never been the point of this car. This car is supposed to be a tribute. It's supposed to be something that I can use when I go to shows, and I have decided I'm not putting the names on the window. I just don't feel right doing it. Something doesn't feel right to me about it, so they're not going on the window anymore. I will put something here in honor of all gave some gave all. I don't know. Something will go here. I might even just put the Veteran Car Corner logo or Veteran Car Corner across here. I haven't really decided yet what's going to happen there. So all this stuff back here, I've decided I'm going to fill all of this in with actual metal chunks and then cover it and carpet and just do a set it up for a rear seat delete. So when I do finally do the cage in this car, I'm not worried about it, and all the speakers and stuff will actually be where the rear seat is now. As far as the back of the car goes, I've decided I'm going to end up putting a factory wing on it. I was going to go with a drag style wing that would come flat off the back here to about right here, but I decided that's not what I want. I want just a factory style rear wing. I got to get into that and see just how bad this really is underneath here. It almost feels like Bondo's underneath there, which worries me a little bit. So I was told that there's never been this car's never been wrecked back here, but I can't say this. The way that looks like Bondo. That does not look like just paint. But this whole thing I got to replace, which is normal for these cars. There's a spot underneath that floorboard I know you guys have seen. That I'm going to cut out and replace. I was going to replace the whole board. The more I've thought about it, it's probably going to be easier just to replace that section and the section underneath the hood, or up the toe panel itself. I got to figure out just how far this rust spot goes. If I need to replace, if I can just replace that, I might just do it. But I might replace that whole fender because it'll be easier. This hood's going to end up going away for a cowl hood because I prefer that look. Like I said, under the hood here, this is all going to get cleaned up, fixed up. Those are going to get replaced because it's rusted underneath that battery pretty bad. And all of this emission shit here, I think it's emission stuff, is all going to come out. But that might be, I've read that that actually is a tank bleeder or tank filter something, I don't know. But we'll see. But all this I'm going to redo, just paint it all black. Nothing fancy underneath the hood. It's just going to be black, hide it all up. The new motor is going to have a red, white, and blue intake on it that I'm going to do. The body is going to be Kubota orange, Kubota 2 orange, because it's a little bit darker red than this is. If you follow the Instagram, I've showed it. Wheels and tires, I want to go 275s in all 4 corners, but I might chicken out and just go 255s in all 4 corners, because I've read, and a lot of the forums are saying you can fit 255s in the front without any work. But I know, like, Mary Posey's car has 275s in the front, and she just had to change the front wheel well, so I have to actually figure that out, and eventually I will have time to actually figure that one out. But I want it to be able to fit a set of 275 slicks, or radial slicks in the back, for when I finally do get this thing to the point where I can take it on drag week. And a 275 will fit. If I can make it clear 275s, I might have a different set of springs eventually, so it sits a little stiffer in the back, or a little bit taller spring, so that I can put a 325, I believe, is the width for the one class that I know the car will fit into. But that might be overkill. And if the car's not making a whole lot of power, I don't really need a 325 in the back. I just need a 370 or 275. But I'd like to be able to run 275s on the car. Just seems like the right width, everything to me. But that's just my opinion. I've seen cars with the 275s in the front and 275s in the rear, and it just looks right, in my opinion. I'd like to keep it this height, stock height. I am a fan of it. I like it. To me, that is the perfect height for these cars, because the wheel wells are filled out pretty well. These are also a little bit taller than stock, though. These are 250 or 225 70 R14s, and the car comes stock with 205 75 14s, and they're I think it's almost an inch difference, if I remember right. Maybe it's half an inch, but it's enough that these look a lot bigger in the wheel wells of this car, and they look a lot wider, which I know is just an optical illusion, because 20 millimeters is not a lot. But that's the update. I'm going to try to be better this year, guys, about posting videos. Hopefully after March, the car will actually be with me at all times. Maybe April. Definitely at some point this year, this car will be with me at all times, and there will hopefully be a video posted every week. I'm going to try to post a video every week. We'll see what happens. I'm on Instagram. I think just Instagram anymore. I got rid of the Facebook page. I'm not a fan of Facebook anymore. So Instagram at Veteran Car Corner. If you play Forza Horizon 4, there's a car club, Veteran Car Corner. Send me a request, I will add you. I'm not on it a whole lot right now. I work like 60 hours a week, and this is really kind of one of those things where I don't have a lot of time with that, because I'm spending time with the family. So hopefully when the car is with me at all times, I'll be able to get some stuff done. I want to try to get the interior done. I should have my door panels in February. Those are going to get painted. If you go to the Instagram page, you'll see the ideas. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks, guys. Like, share, subscribe.